Hiya, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Yo, guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan.
Hey, guys, this is John Karabi.
Hey, guys, it's Leva Leone.
What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey, this is Cody Howell.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
Happy Tuesday. I am TBT. That guy over there, that's Ace. This is probably the soonest and the quickest we've ever actually been going at the time we said we were going to go.
What do you mean? We always go on time.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe a few seconds late or something, but this was spot on. And I think it's because we're in the middle of a hurricane in central Indiana. No, it's all being spawned from central Indiana's hurricane.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, that spurs on the other calamities that we have.
Exactly.
There'll be a blizzard soon.
Raining cats and dogs, pigs and cows flying, everything. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. This is episode number 98. As I've introduced us already, I'm me, he's him. If you're watching live, hopefully you're doing it on YouTube, maybe even Facebook. Either way, chat, chit-chat, talk. Lou is already in the chat on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. He's chiming in already.
Entertain me.
Yeah, he's in Michigan, says entertain me. Oh, you're going to be entertained. There's no doubt. You may even learn a life lesson today, which I've not even told you about, Ace. But I learned something today, and we're going to get into this way at the end. Probably going to end the show with a life lesson. It's important.
Well, it's good. Well, it's good to have a moral of the story after the fact.
Absolutely. And in today's climate and what becomes popular and what is grasped by the youth or just by people in general, you'll understand when we get there. But I promise that Lou will be entertained. Nobody else may be, but whatever. If you're listening to this after the fact that it's live, don't worry, there are no visuals today. I don't know why we do this live and on video. I mean, are we that worth looking at? I mean, our moderator can't even get into the group tonight. She's not there. The only one that's there is Lou, and I'm a little disappointed. I get asked this morning, hey, are you doing a podcast tonight? And I'm like, duh. It's Tuesday. I mean, there are some Tuesdays we haven't or we've pushed to Wednesday, but that's besides the point. Yeah.
Well, and you were talking about cats and dogs and all that. Yeah. But it rained here all day, right? Here in southern Indiana, it rained all day.
Yeah.
And I had this concern up until about 4:00 that I may not have power just because of simple, easy little bit of rain.
Yeah.
Because our power lines are made of dental floss.
Yes. I was more worried about your Wi-Fi connection and actually being able to get on here, because I was like, you know what? It's going to rain. Somebody's going to step in a puddle, splash something on the little electrical box, and nothing.
Yeah, well, we moved it up higher, so you can't splash anything on it.
Oh, the whole box, or you? I didn't know if you meant you raised your Wi-Fi higher. Was going to be impressed.
Wi-Fi high.
So it's high Wi-Fi.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Wi-Fi high.
Sandra's jumped into the chat, as has Brian Sanchez. Brian, welcome from Albuquerque. Appreciate you joining us.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, how has your week been?
Good. Busy, but good.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, right. Look who decides to show up.
Fine.
Natalie. Now, we can be on time. You would expect the moderator to be on time. The only one person who has control of absolutely everything that's going on in the chat, at least on the YouTube side. She kicks people out.
This company that we have has 3 non-paid employees, and she's one of them.
Right.
So,
and if
get here on time.
Yeah, and if you haven't noticed, I mean, the one person that she bans for life hasn't been back.
Oh, my Lord. I've been concerned.
Yeah, as have I. Look, it looks like I've got something hanging off of my freaking face, but it's just a hair.
If you would ever trim that thing.
I do. Man, that's going to bug me. It looks like I got a buck tooth there. So never mind. I'm glad you can't see this if you're just listening to it. Don't go watch the video. This is horrible. And we're only in it on the first 6 minutes. Goodness gracious. Oh, well. I'll go to Amazon and get a trimmer. Weed whacker. Take it out of... She said take it out of her check. Oh, we will. You're expected to be here on time. That's all we ask. I mean, we don't even ask that, really.
You're on our time.
Yeah. Can I do a personal moment here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. This is my personal moment. I'm going to give a big shout out. Could you do shout outs, right? Because that's the thing to do still, is shout outs.
Yeah. We've done those.
Yeah. I'm going to give one to Mrs. TBT. Just underwent surgery this past Friday. Back at home already. Kicking ass, moving around. I wanted to get into something in a minute because this is something that just blows my mind about surgery in general. I'm not going to get personal. Well, I guess I kind of am. Not too bad.
Don't move around too much.
Right.
I mean, I know you have high expectations, for her, but you got to let her take it easy.
Right. Right. But my shout out is I'm glad she's doing well, even though I had to take her back up to the hospital today.
Right.
For what we figured was an allergic reaction. Well, no, actually we thought it was an infection. Turns out it was an allergic reaction to adhesive. Who'd have thought?
Right.
Like, we should have known that. I have wrapped her arms and legs in tape. Never mind. So, yeah.
Well, but what is so different about that adhesive that she's not been exposed to before? Like, super glue, crazy glue. It's all, I mean, I know it's a strong bonding agent, but isn't it similar to crazy glue?
Here's the thing. So, Mrs. TBT and myself, obviously, we get tattoos, and now, back when we started getting them, you wrap them with cellophane or whatever, call it good, take it off in a day, blah, blah, blah. Now they have this new stuff that they put over your tattoo, and you leave it on for a week.
Right.
Guess who can't wear it the full 7 days?
Oh, is she allergic to that too?
It's adhesive. I'm pretty sure it's any
adhesive.
That's what I'm going with. We were on our way home today, and she says, this makes a lot of sense because I've broken out wearing a Band-Aid before. And I'm like, where is this coming from? Why am I just now? Nearly 30 years, and I'm just now getting told you can't wear a Band-Aid. So don't come to me saying we need more Band-Aids, because obviously you're wasting them if you can only wear them for like a day.
So this goes to show you don't pay attention.
Wow. I totally expected you to have my back, but apparently not.
I just want to know if you hit the Scotch tape. Are you clearing the house of adhesives?
Yes.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
I have.
So, would they have something that for people like that, like an anti-adhesive Band-Aid that's got some other?
My recommendation has been Staples.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
You don't need adhesive. You don't need nothing to stick to you. Just staple it in there. So here's my thing that I'm going to bring up. We're going to call this personal, not personal, because I'm not going to get into details. I mean, if you want details, go look it up on the Googles. Did you know for any kind of surgery, let's say, and this is something I learned Friday, because I had hours to spend talking to doctors and nurses and candy stripers. Did you know that if you're doing any kind of, I hate this word, abdominal, that's the first time I've said that correct in a week. If you're doing any kind of abdominal surgery, they pump not your ass, they pump you full of gas.
Really?
It pushes your organs out of the way, whichever direction you need them to go. But here's the thing. Unlike a balloon, a hot air balloon, think of it as a hot air balloon. Fill it up with gas, in this case, hot air, and it goes up. Well, in order to release that and make it go down, they get rid of it, right?
Sure.
They don't get rid of it in the patients. It's like, you're full of gas. Bye-bye. Go home.
Yeah, it'll settle down in a week or so.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
To me, if you can put it in, you can take it out.
For the cost of what this surgery is, you'd think that'd be part of the package.
Right. We got the premium package. I asked for all the extras.
Right.
But apparently the extra included the extra trip today. But whatever. But I just thought it was unique. Getting pumped full of gas to push things out of the way. I've never seen that on a single episode of ER, Quincy,
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Or wait. They're dead on Quincy.
Oh. Okay.
They take the organs out.
Oh.
On that. Yeah.
Now, I have seen, can I say dead people?
You can say that.
Dead people, they get bloated because they're full of gas from things being gassy.
Yeah, but no one put the gas in them.
Oh no, that shit was already there.
Yeah, that's natural decomposition.
Yeah. I wanted to know if little stick, little needle, little pin, little psst. Yeah, first time viewer, Digital Viper is in. Natalie didn't do her job. She's got to band all of the names. She's gonna go big. She got to go home or go home. She's gonna go big. I don't know.
Good to see Digital Viper.
Yes, it is. It is. I hope that Lou's entertained already. I hope Brian's still sticking with us. If I haven't mentioned this before, and I'm pretty sure that Natalie hasn't mentioned it because she's too busy telling everybody hello. If you're in there, hit the thumbs up. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the like button. Just because there's really no reason other than just because we said please. So yeah, adventurous week for both of us. Happy belated Independence Day.
Right. I didn't get to see fireworks this year.
I heard them. Didn't look for them.
I missed the big gathering that we have every year because it was so hot, and then it rained, and then it was hot.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was oppressively hot.
I'd hit that.
And I didn't go.
No.
And then I didn't make it to the local fireworks.
Postponed.
Yeah. And then I didn't make it to that one either.
Yeah. Well, neither did I.
But, I feel like I don't celebrate properly if I don't see fireworks. I didn't have a cookout. I didn't have a cookout.
Neither did I. I didn't either.
And that's for really the only reason my mother is rehabbing from a broken back.
Right.
So everyone was here anyway, visiting her. So I didn't take the time to pull everyone away from that, for my own selfish gain of having a barbecue that I have to cook at and feed everyone.
I ate a hot dog. just because it's the American thing to do.
It is. It is. It's the 4th.
Yeah. I poured tea out of a cup. Then I said something bad about King George. But that was it. That was all here at home.
Right, but that's tradition for you.
Wow.
What?
Just look at the Viper. He's slinging them.
Oh, my. Man, seriously? It's
Right.
my mother.
Yeah.
It's my mother.
I know. The Viper's out there. Goodness gracious. He griped about taxes. That's about as American as you can get. You know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. He's not lying. What are we? We're at 16 minutes into the show. That's good. And it doesn't look like we've lost a lot of people, so that's good. Big news coming out of the AC/DC camp. You know about this.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What a remarkable milestone. Would you call it a milestone?
Yes. Yeah, if the listeners don't know, AC/DC's Back in Black has just been certified, get this, 26 times platinum in the United States. That's just in the United States.
What does that mean?
So 26 times platinum means that, so what is it? Every time you're platinum, you sell 1 million copies, right?
Yeah.
So 26 times, they've sold 1 million copies.
Here's the thing to this. The first 1 million of that album were sold by October of 1980.
Right.
So that's a long time. It's done 25 more times. 25 million more records.
So think about this. It went 25 times platinum in December of 2019. Now, I don't know how they do these certifications anymore with streaming, but this is post-streaming, and we've hit another 1 million.
Yeah.
Which that right there is pretty impressive. So
in less than 5 years.
Right. Someone's buying a physical copy, or I think they have digital downloads in there or something. Something else is in there, the way they figure it. But that's just crazy to think that it sold that many copies. It's listed now by the RIAA as the 4th biggest selling album of all time.
Lou has helped because he's purchased at least 4 copies himself.
Right. Well, it's worth it, right? It's worth it. So what happened? One got melted in the CD player in the sun or something in your car. You stepped on one when you were moving.
The tape deck ate one.
There you go. The tape deck ate one, and you smashed a vinyl copy over someone's head.
Or left it in the back window, and the vinyl warped and melted.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've done one where I left a CD in the trunk. And when I opened my trunk a year later, that thing was just destroyed.
Does it come out as a Blu-ray?
That would be cool, but no. It comes out as melted. It comes out as melted. And I don't have the list in front of me about what the biggest selling albums of all time are. I've seen the list before. I guarantee you that Fleetwood Mac Rumors is on that list as far as the top 5. Guarantee that. I'm sure Thriller is on that list. But they also certified other ones. Get this, the Razor's Edge, which is another AC/DC record, 6 times platinum. That's a huge fall off from Back in Black, but still at this point, it's been certified now 6 times platinum.
Yeah. So here's the list of the 25 best-selling albums of all time. This is not just USA. This is everywhere.
Worldwide.
Or worldwide, however you want to say it. According to this list, and this could be wrong, but it's on the internet, so it has to be true. I want to find another one real quick. So this was supposed to be as of March 15th, 2024. Number 1, I'm going to start at 5. We'll go from 5 back. Number 5 at 45 million, Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd.
There you go. That's a
Number
big one.
4 at 47 million, the Bodyguard soundtrack from Whitney Houston.
Oh, because it's got "I Will Always Love You" on it.
Right.
You know, that was a big breakthrough.
Number 3 at 48 million, Their Greatest Hits by the Eagles. Yep.
Yeah. Which I find fascinating. That but it's got all their greatest hits on it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Volume 1 or 2.
I think that's 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Did the Viper just try to correct us on something that you said correctly? Oh no, he's actually telling us that he will always love us.
Oh,
we love you too.
Thank you.
Do we just call him DV?
DV. There you go.
Yeah. Number 2 at 52 million. 52 million. So that is twice the amount of U.S. sales Back in Black AC/DC.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And DV had number 1 straight up at 72 million. Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Right. Wow.
Rounding out the top 10 real quick. Number 6, Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell. Number 7, The Eagles, Hotel California. Number 8, Shania Twain, Come On Over. Number 9, 9 and 10 are both tied at 40 million each. Number 9, Fleetwood Mac, Rumors.
There you go.
And number 10, Saturday Night Fever from the Bee Gees.
Really?
Yeah.
Still.
Followed closely at number 11 by Led Zeppelin 4 by Led Zeppelin. But yeah.
The Shania Twain outlier there shocks me. I mean, I know how popular she is, but of all the country pop artists of the 90s that were huge, Garth Brooks isn't on that list.
Well, man, I feel like a woman when I get ready to say this, right?
Yeah.
Give this 10 years, maybe 15. I'd say 10 at a minimum. Taylor Swift will be holding at least, I think, 3 of the top 10 spaces, if not more.
I'm surprised that she isn't on there yet in the
True.
top 10. In the top, you may find her down lower.
What in the holy hell is going on in your house?
There is a squirrel outside or something, and the beagles lose their shit.
They lost it.
It's insane. But regardless, I don't think that list will change much. She may pop up in there because she does sell physical copies. If you notice every album she puts out, especially, we've got her version. We've got the original versions.
Right.
We've got the 4 or 5 versions of Midnights and Speak Now and, all that. Do all those things count? I guess they would.
I would think
if you
so.
have a red vinyl, green vinyl, and a black vinyl.
I'm looking on her on the list right now. I don't see her listed anywhere, but it'll happen. It has to happen.
Right, I agree.
Right, I think it's inevitable.
He's making me want to sing like the Bee Gees, but I'm not going to do it.
Well, Natalie said something. Do your Bee Gees impression. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't think that's ever been done on here.
I'm not doing it.
No, me neither. This kind of relates to, them, AC/DC with this huge record, no pun intended, 26 million copies of an album. 26 million. That's astronomical. Bon Jovi, who is, I'm sure, somewhere on that list, they have recently set a record themselves.
Okay.
Albeit not really one that they're going to be proud of, or really any Bon Jovi fan. They've set a unwanted chart record with their new album called Forever. It did not live up to its hype or its name in regards to the charts.
I saw this.
It debuted at number 5, the first week of its release.
I saw number 3, but 5, 3.
Okay.
Regardless, what happened after the first week?
Well, let's just say that it fell all the way out of the Billboard Top 200 album sales the following week.
Are you kidding me?
Completely. Not like down 10 spots like Casey Kasem. Off the chart. Off the top 200. So now you've got to think, what 200 albums are now better, according to the listener, than all of these, or than this album?
That is insane.
Yeah.
I sent you I think Forbes reviewed it.
Yeah.
For the record. I sent it to you over the weekend. They didn't like it at all. I haven't. We've only listened to the one single, right?
Yeah.
That came out, and that was the one we were trying to analyze whether John was back vocally at the time, and he still sounded like he was trying to find his voice, from this recovery and surgery and that sort of thing. But they tied this. They tied this with the Hulu series they just put out. Remember?
Yeah.
All of this was wrapped up together in a package. Everyone loved the Hulu series, the 3-part, 4-part series. But no one cared about the record. But here's the funny thing. Look at the last Bon Jovi record. I think it was This House Is Not For Sale. Is that right?
I think so.
That one did really well. Did really well. The last 3, whether you like them or not, they all sold okay. So I wonder what precipitated this one. Like you said, it didn't just drop 10 spots or 15 spots. It plummeted out of the top 200.
Yeah. That hot air balloon ran out of air. That is the very first Bon Jovi studio album to only last 1 week in the top 200. I mean, it can always come back up. This is what happens. You put news out about something and people are like, holy crap, I wonder how bad it is. So they go and listen to it, which pushes, maybe not sales, but it pushes people's interest in the album.
Right.
And then boom, it jumps back into the top 200. But
right.
If it does not, this is the first one to only last a week. A week. You and I kind of went back and forth with this a little bit when this information came out, because I posed the question to you. And just as a disclaimer, there's a huge roll of thunder outside my house right now. So if we get cut off due to Hurricane Beryl, or however you say it, then you've enjoyed at least 30 minutes of us. Anyway, is it time for them to just say, we're done? And by we're done, maybe just putting out new music. Because if their latest album can only are you losing power? What?
Maybe.
So if you're not getting anything good with your new music, is it just time to maybe rely on what you've already done, a la Poison, who continues to tour and perform and be badass? Granted that Homeboy can still sing. And I know, John Bon Jovi's not got the lyric or the vocals that he used to, but stop putting out albums.
He's not sure if he can get through a tour. And we're talking a couple of months. He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know what he can do, what he's capable of at all. So my thought was, first of all, you have to, how important is new music to you? A lot of artists want to keep creating, okay? And does your fan base want that? My thought is the same as yours in the fact that a lot of bands don't put out new music; they tour, and Poison being one that you mentioned. But I don't think that's an avenue Bon Jovi can go down if they want to stay relevant at all. They've got to do something like that. Put out new music.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't resonate, they can't rely on the tour, because on the tour they're not going to play that record anyway.
No. What are they going to play? They're going to play all the stuff that has topped the charts or been, popular with fans. Whether it be, John Bon Jovi as a solo artist, or it be, Bon Jovi or Bob Jovi as the band.
But here's the fix. Here's the fix. You tell me how you would accept this. You're familiar with the fact that Universal has licensed participating artists to a AI company, right? And this AI company now is ready to create new music using those artists. So what I'm saying is, John Bon Jovi struggles. Let's say that this album is not so hot. He can literally say to this AI company, put me out a record that sounds similar to New Jersey, and make me sound like I did in 1987. And then he has some creative control over what those songs are, maybe. And maybe we don't even go into the studio for this. That's where we're headed if we're not careful. You don't have to do it as an artist. You can not participate. But this is something that's being broached already.
Well, and
want that?
Here's the thing. I saw a TikTok earlier today of Jack Osbourne playing an AI produced song on his phone. He's holding his phone up to the microphone like this, and he's playing it for his father, Ozzy Osbourne. It is Ozzy AI singing. I want to say it was an Alanis Morissette song. Ozzy has never sang that song.
No.
It was AI produced, and it sounded just like him. If you would have told me and just told me to listen to this, I'd have never guessed that it was AI.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, literally, I think that's where we're going. It absolutely is.
Here's one of the things I like is when a band puts out unreleased tracks, like and Bon Jovi did this. They had 4 discs of unreleased stuff that wasn't on the first 5 or 6 records, right? And it's all cool stuff. I geek out to stuff like that. That's what this reminds me of. Is like, let's put out, let's just throw some singles out there, and here, we'll do it digitally, AI. We'll dig something else. You could dig up an old song even, and have AI kind of fix it and tweak it and make you sound good. And it's fascinating to think about, but I don't know if I'd want to buy it.
Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you this. Let's pose this question to even the chat. If look at what we're doing now, okay? 20 years ago, you and I could not sit here like this, do a podcast. There was no such thing. Nobody knew what that was. All we could do is sit in front of a camera, record ourselves, audio, visual, whatever, and then put it out there and say, hey, here's friends. We'll throw this on MySpace, or whatever. But now, because we can do this, we're doing this is our 98th episode that you and I can do together live. You're in one place, I'm in another, just like we're sitting right next to each other. Is this going to be a way, this AI thing with singing and using vocals, is this going to be a way to keep your band around forever as not just a band, but as a fan? What if I want to have Metallica sing A Taylor Swift song. Okay, cool. Let me pull up my program. What do you want? I want Metallica singing Love Story. Boom, I've got it. Is that where we're going with this technology as for fans to say, oh, I would love to hear, the 1984 version of Vince Neil singing whatever, whether it be something from any other band or a band that's not even out there yet. Oh, I bet that would be a badass Motley Crue song.
Yeah, but now you're reducing it to just something for your amusement instead of something that.
Yeah, well, Natalie brought up a perfect example of that. She says, have you heard the AI generated song that Randy Travis released?
Right.
That is what I'm talking about. But that's him. That's still him or his crew or whatever releasing it. I'm talking about the general fan. Are you and I going to be able to sit there and say, man, I would love to hear an Avenged Sevenfold version of this song? Boom, let's do it. Let me pull up my app and boom, I've just done it and I can listen to it.
TBT, I have a feeling we are already there for what you're talking about.
Okay.
I have a feeling that someone has probably already conceptualized it, and now they're initiating the app. It's that simple. That'd be one you'd have to pay for, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But I bet we're already there for that one.
Would you pay
look at
for
where
it?
we're at now. Do what?
Would you pay for it?
I wouldn't.
At all?
No, I don't think I would.
All right. I can't say that I wouldn't because there's so many. You said a while ago that you geek out on like unreleased tracks and stuff like that. What if these tracks are so shoddy, so horrible that the only way to duplicate them will be utilizing AI, and that's the only way you're going to get the 84 version of Vince Neil or something like that.
Now you're onto something because something in the Bon Jovi documentary was they showed John Bon Jovi going through his old cassettes where he would sit down in his bedroom and he's recording demos, right? And it's so muddled. The sound is so muddled because it's on cassette and it's recorded in 1982 or whatever. Now you're talking about something really valuable. He could take that, and that's what I'm talking about. He could take that cassette and he could say, let's finish this. Let's finish this song or these 3 songs, and you run them through a digitizer through AI, and now you're adding the music as well, the arrangement, and then John says, okay, I want to sound like that melody, but have AI make me sound like I did in 83 or 84. That's intriguing. It's intriguing. And to hear something like that, it's like, wow, that would have been a great song had he completed it back then. And now we have this version, so we still have it.
This is going to become, in my opinion, I'm going to call it today. This is going to be the box store version of music creation. We got the big box stores. We got Walmart. What did we lose? We lost the little small town stores. Hell, we lost Kmart because they couldn't compete. What's going to happen when you don't have to pay artists? You have to pay them a royalty, but you don't have to spend money doing this or that or this or that. And this becomes the future. We are in Total Recall. For those that have seen the movie, this is where we're at. Back to the Future and Total Recall.
Look what they can do now. When we talk to Karabi, he was already learning Pro Tools. You can take Pro Tools. He can sit in his basement by himself and just start recording music, right. and probably very fully fleshed songs. Now, not only that, we can make a hologram of Ronnie James Dio, put it on tour with his band, and you can see Ronnie James Dio performing. I bet you could do something better with AI.
Oh, absolutely. Wait till everybody knows about Kiss. They've retired from touring.
Oh, I know where you're going because this is where we're headed because Motley Crue has come out, right? Nikki Sixx.
Exactly.
Nick just came out and said he's not really opposed to doing the same thing for Motley Crue, where you're becoming a hologram and you're putting it out as a performance.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you pay for that?
No. Me personally, I don't think I would pay to see the AI experience. I would rather pay for the AI created music. If they were gone, I don't care about seeing them. I want to see an artist live. Okay, you can turn that right back around and say, well, don't you want to hear the artist singing? Absolutely. But if I have a choice, I'd rather listen, I think, to the AI created tunes. I think.
But okay, this most recent Bon Jovi record that's been panned and dropped out of the top 200, and we heard the single. We were a little less than impressed with the vocal. What if they had run that through an AI modulator or digitizer or whatever? Same thing. John's like, I can't do it now the way I want to, but plug it in and make me sound great.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that though: the song still has to be good. This isn't a Wanted Dead or Alive or a Bad Medicine.
Right.
I think the song sucks.
Yeah, the people are reacting to the songs and not the way it sounds per se.
Right.
Per se. You know, if it was a good song, it wouldn't matter what he sounded like, because we've seen that with Bob Dylan. It didn't matter. You know, we've seen it with Willie Nelson as they age. You know, if it's good stuff, we're still going to listen to it. Johnny Cash still sounded like Johnny Cash, only a lot older.
Yeah.
You know, and we still listen to it. So yeah, I see where you're going there.
This poses the question that I will probably never get an answer to, not until it's released from, government records. Has this been done already? And we just don't know.
I don't know.
Dogs of War. Dogs of War, Motley Crue's new song.
Right, just came out.
You cannot convince me. Can't convince me that the way Vince sounds on tour, that he was able to record that good. I'm not saying the song's great. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying vocally, you can't tell me that he's done all of that for that song when he can't perform very well on stage. There's a lot of stuff and a lot of magic that happens in the studio. We know that.
Yeah. But this goes beyond pitch correction, right?
Sure.
You can use your Pro Tools for pitch correction. And whatever the other program is, they use. But
yeah, I mean, there's stuff I can do with this for us on here. We could not be using our voices. I can change the voices on here if we wanted to. So, I mean, it's available to the latent person that doesn't know what they're doing. Imagine that, tens of thousands of dollars, or maybe the $5,000, whatever they got to use to be able to make that song and create it. And then let's, put a video out. I don't know.
Yeah, and then look at the cost. Look at the cost that what you're saving if you're quote unquote a record company or whatever. You're not paying a studio. You're not renting the studio space. You're not paying the band or the session players. You've got whoever it is, Nikki Sixx, bringing in what he's got on, or whatever's in his head, even if he wants to. And there's a guy sitting at a computer, and they just go with it. Yeah. We're talking about one or two people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and what do you do about the royalty on that? Well, it's Motley Crue, but really, I just kind of made it up, and screw these other guys.
Yeah. I mean, are you having to pay? You're not even having to pay producers, mixers.
Nothing. You're buying an AI program and a licensing for it, and there you go.
Could this be lucrative for the artist?
It depends on streaming. It depends on what the streaming contract is.
Sure. Well, there is
Yeah.
one bunch of AI people I would like to see together, and that is Ozzys Ultimate Dream Band.
Yeah, he just came out with this.
The only way this will happen is via AI. For obvious reasons, when we start naming off the people on this list. Ozzy Osbourne recently, in a recent interview, and we got this from Loudwire, who would Ozzy Osbourne choose to make up his ultimate dream band? Legendary vocalist had two iconic guitarists and a world-renowned bassist at the ready when answering the question, and then also offered up one player with whom he'd previously shared concert stages on tour with. So that question was, who do you pick for your ultimate dream band? Go for it. You know who they are.
Well, what you would think it would be. You would think it would be something like John Bonham,
Zakk Wylde,
right? Well, or Eddie Van Halen, that kind of thing.
Sure.
No. He goes way back.
Far from it.
He goes way back, and these are. This is mostly because he's a huge Beatles fan, but he picked John Lennon, Paul McCartney, those two, and then what was the other one? He needed a bass player, didn't he? Who was the bass player? Oh, well, McCartney. Yeah, and then I'm looking at the article now.
And he got a drummer.
Yeah, Tommy Clufetto for drums, who he's played with, who currently plays, and then Ozzy. Right?
Well, you've skipped a guitar player.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
So now, not just you and me, but in the chat, think about this. Try to imagine how this would work. Ozzy and his hybrid Beatles band. I don't know what they like. Is Ozzy singing Penny Lane? Or the songs off Revolver,
Yellow Submarine,
Paperback Writer,
Miracle.
Let It Be.
Oh,
I want to hear. Put that in your AI generator.
Yeah,
I want to hear the vocal on that.
Yeah, I mean, make it happen. Make it happen. There's the AI band of the future: Lennon, McCartney, Hendrix, and Ozzy.
So what do you do with Hendrix in that group?
Nothing. You just let him go.
The cool thing is, you got some good singers in there.
Oh yeah.
Even Hendrix in his own right has a cool style, right? As a singer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it might be fun.
Let it be.
I mean, leave it to Ozzy to come up with something like that. But
yeah, I have a feeling he was sniffing liquid death or whatever it's called.
Was it him that you were telling me about last week about the liquid death and
it's on our the commercials on our Facebook page.
Right. In the ad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know. Here's some good news though. I know it's almost every week or almost every other week we start mentioning something about Van Halen, and of course this week we have more news. Not necessarily news to move forward on, but Sammy Hagar recently stated that they have reached out to Alex Van Halen a dozen times about taking part in the Best of All Worlds tour. Unfortunately, there's been no response. To quote Hagar, he says, Michael Anthony, Mike and I have reached out to Alex before we did this. We reached out to him a dozen times before this tour in every way. Email, text, phone call, message on the machine. No response. We've made every offer to get together or to just talk or have breakfast, lunch, dinner, go to the studio, come to my house, go to your house, ride horses, sit on the beach. What do you want to do? Let's do something. Let's just get together. And nothing. This was courtesy of Blabbermouth, who put this out there, explaining that he and Alex Van Halen don't have a relationship. Hagar added, when the tour came, the first person we called and left all the messages and all the emails was Alex. Michael Anthony also stated, "We're wanting to do this thing," and Alex's famous line to Sammy, "We ain't getting any younger." So, I mean, it kind of sucks.
It does, but Alex is very reclusive. He always has been. The spokesperson in that band, even though Alex was always with Eddie, was always the spokesperson if Roth wasn't saying something. This is interesting too, because it wasn't before Eddie's passing. I believe they were going to go out and do something with Michael Anthony. But Sammy has said, or Michael Anthony has said, that they reached out to Alex on his birthday because they were sitting around on a boat, having a few beers and talking about how they, missed the good old days. And they said, let's call Alex and wishing him a happy birthday because it was his birthday.
Are you in your basement?
Yes. Why?
Okay. Because the bottom has just fell out. I am not in
of what?
The sky. It sounded like somebody was up above my roof dumping about 120 buckets straight down.
Well, I just got a notification about a severe thunderstorm warning. So.
Oh, okay. It expires in like 10 minutes, right?
Probably. But yeah, no response from Alex then, and that was a couple of years ago. After Eddie's passing, we've heard very little from Alex. I think one of the reasons we're not getting a tribute is Alex just maybe not want to do one. David Lee Roth is part of that too, but
sure.
I think he doesn't want to do anything. I think the person he's closest to is Wolfgang, and that's who he talks to. Right, and that's who he talks to, and he's very reclusive. He keeps things insular and stays within himself, and I don't think he's got any interest in playing music. Who else has he ever played music with besides Eddie Van Halen?
Well, I mean, he played with Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar.
Right.
So I don't. We can speculate till the cows come home. Whatever. He's got his reasons. He doesn't want to do it. Maybe he's just mentally not ready. Like you said, who else who has he played with besides his brother? I mean, maybe some special appearances here and there, but it's never been anything where it was like a huge thing that he was going to do without his brother.
Right. And I don't think doing this is of any interest to him. Now, good on Sammy and Michael Anthony for reaching out.
Oh, for sure.
And yep, I just heard the thunder here. Good for them for reaching out and thinking of the guy. And I know they talked to Wolfgang because we've talked about hoping to see him pop up.
Right.
But as far as Alex goes, that's a dead issue. It's not going to happen. But would have been cool.
You know what? There's still hope.
Do you follow Sammy at all on any socials?
Yes.
Have you watched the videos he's been posting through rehearsals and stuff, and how good that stuff sounds?
Yeah.
What was the one they did? They did one recently.
Well, they did Pound Cake recently.
Yes, and was it the guitar solo? That's what I wanted to point out to you that Joe Satriani does.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
That date cannot get here soon enough.
No, and there were some videos early in their rehearsals where, of course, they're rehearsing 4 hours a day.
Oh yeah.
And Sammy is like 76 years old. By the end of their last day of rehearsal, and they post that video, Sammy sounds amazing. And then Satriani, wow.
I mean, that's really all you can say about him. If you've not watched the live 2024 rehearsal for Pound Cake, we're going to post it on our Facebook page, so be sure to go and watch it. Totally worth checking out, and you'll see what we mean, because it's awesome. It's badass. This is going to be one heck of a tour. every time something like this comes out, I'm just like, oh, that day can't get here soon enough. And this just reinforces it. So we'll post that and let everybody take a look at it. One thing I've noticed, and this is totally off topic of this, but we don't have a Kathy tonight.
Nope. I haven't heard from her today, so I don't know what she's got going on.
Well, in some happy family news, Slash finally spoke out on his being reunited with Axl Rose back in 2016, and Slash has said that he missed him. Okay, so moving on.
Well, but what's so interesting about that, and I told you this earlier, is two places we never hear news from: Van Halen, never, and Guns N' Roses. You never hear anything, right?
Right.
So this is like cracking open King Tut's tomb as far as news. He missed him, and they talk about, he mentions a little bit about the animosity they had, and that's about it.
Yeah,
that's about it. I'd love to know more, but I guess that's good. We're glad you're back.
Yeah. Are you ready for a life lesson?
I need one.
Okay, so coming back into town today, I was told by Mrs. TBT that she wanted a milkshake. So I said, okay.
Fair enough.
And I went to one of our local establishments here that's not everywhere else, on the way out of town heading towards my place. And I decided to get one for her. And apparently, when you pick up a milkshake, and make sure I get this right, if you ask them, or they ask you if you want any napkins, the incorrect response, do not do this, lesson learned, is, nah, just hock to it, spit on that thing.